Hi, this is Mel. I hope all of you are doing awesome. Today I'm going to do a story, and this story it's written by me, and I give the title An Act of Kindness. So Mina lived in a village with her mom. She and her mom worked in the farm very hard and grew some vegetable, and her mom sold those vegetables on the farmers market, and she made some money, and they used that money to buy food, and they had a old house from their family, and they used to live in that. It was really broken up old house, but it was okay for them to live. So after Mina finished her high school from the government school, it was a free government school, but the college wasn't free, and her mom really wanted to give her an education so she didn't have to live her life just growing vegetables, and I was so uncertain. Even though there was nothing wrong with it, they could eat enough, but there wasn't much money um, on hand. It's just every day growing vegetable, eating from that, and selling some of it in the market to have a little bit of money, but not so much. So her mom had a sister, and her mom's sister, which is Nina's aunt, and she lived in the city. She went to the city, and she had a passion for making clothes. So she started making clothes and selling clothes, and in that way she was making a good living and living her own. So Nina's mom decided to send her to her aunt so she can learn a trade, a business, how to make clothes and sell clothes. And Nina was a little bit of interested in doing those things, but she didn't know as much. But she hardly had any clothes. She probably had one or two clothes. She didn't have. So Nina's mom worked very hard and bought her a ticket to go visit her auntie, and was the neighborhood helper boy who helped them to get the ticket. And then she gave little bit of money to Mina to eat on the road in case she needs some. But it wasn't enough, like 10 rupees or 20 rupees, something like that, very small amount to eat something. And then the ticket cost actually a lot of money from their village to Kolkata. So then she was going on a train, and then this is the first time she was traveling on a train. She did travel small trains in their village. It wasn't far away, just a few miles. So as she was sitting on the train was supposed to be for the evening, and then um, like so she got up on the train in the morning, and then she was supposed to get off by the evening. And then her mom told her specifically to ask everyone to make sure you get off at the right station, and she wrote down everything. But unfortunately she fell asleep, and then after some time, when the train was going, it was almost night time, and she saw there was not many people in the train, and there was just one person sitting across her, and he had very ruggedy clothes on him, and he was looking very mean and scary. So she woke up and she got very scared. So then that guy asked her, where is she going? And then she remembered her mom told her not to talk to any stranger, so she didn't say anything. Then she asked the guy that is this station, she named this station as this station is gone. And then he said, yeah, I was gone 2 stations ago when you were sleeping. So she woke up and she was very scared, and she told him that she needed to go to this station, and that's where her auntie is supposed to wait for her. And now she doesn't even have money to get off at the station, take the train back to the other station. How will she go? So the guy said, well, if you trust me, I can help you. And then Mina had no choice but to trust a total stranger, because she didn't know anything about this big city. She came from a very poor village. She didn't even know how to cross the road in a big city. So then she had no choice but to trust the stranger. And the next station came, and then she got off with this stranger who was wearing very rugged clothes. Then she went with him, and then she saw he took it was very late night, so he took an auto rickshaw, and they sat down on the rickshaw, and she was very hesitant to do that, but she had no choice. Then finally they reached to a small cottage, and it was a small cottage, um, very very old, and looking very poor, but she's used to it. Her mother was really poor, so that didn't bother her. So then she saw there was no bed, there was just bed on the floor, and there was a tiny little very small cottage. And then man took off from his bag some foods, and mostly rice and some potatoes, things like that. So then he made those food and he gave her, and then she ate those food. And then the man said that I have a cot and you can sleep in the cot and I will sleep in the floor, because nighttime there's roaches and lizards and might get scared. And so she slept on the cot, and he gave her his blanket. He had only one blanket. He gave her the blanket and the pillow, and he slept on the floor with his towel or under the head and with all his clothes. So then morning, whatever he had, little bit of rice and potatoes or whatever left over, so he gave her to eat. And then he said, he asked her about her auntie's address and everything, and she told him. Then he took out money from his money storage, which was underground. In a pot, he kept money. On top of that, he put a slab of mud tile, and then on top of that he had his the cooking stove, which was his handmade stove. So so he had some saved money. He took it out, and then he took her, and then they went on the road. And then from there, he took the next train with her and took her to her auntie's house. And when they reached there, auntie was eagerly waiting. She opened the door and she was very scared that she got lost. And she explained auntie everything. And then the auntie asked the nice person to come in and have some food and tea with them. And then he did that, and then the auntie asked him that what does he do for a living. Then the man said that he begs on the street, and he also carries other people's things in the railway station, and that's how he makes money. So sometimes whenever he has a job, he does carry other people's things, but when he doesn't have any job, he begs. So that's his money, and he saves that because there's no expenditure, and whatever food he gets from begging from restaurants or anywhere, and that's how he makes his living, so he can save the money. but he was very happy that he can use the money to help her. So her auntie literally asked him to just if she could give all the money he spent, and he refused because he said that this was the good karma he did by helping her, but he doesn't want the money. And auntie said, okay, then I have a lot of times where people gave me order for clothes, and there times that when I need somebody to deliver this clothes, if you could do this work for me on Saturday, Sundays, then I will pay you and you can come and do the job, and I'll give you certain amount of money for entire day's delivery. And also I have a bicycle which I will lend it to you, and you can use that to do delivery around the neighborhood, where they gave auntie to fix their clothes and do some adjustment, but they don't have time to pick it up, so she can do the delivery and charge the delivery fee and also pay this person to do this job, so he has a steady job for the weekend. And we was very happy. And then auntie said that I won't be happy if you don't take anything, because you have done such a great job. Without you, she would be lost, because she didn't have any money on her. Her mom is so poor, she couldn't give her any money. So I really want you to have something. So while he was going, she packed him a lot of food. Um, to take, and also she gave him some nice clothes and blanket and bed sheet and pillow in a big bag, so he carried those home. Auntie made sure that she gave him enough to cover the money he spent on her ticket, since he refused to take the money because it was an act of kindness. And so auntie wanted to give it back to him, something that he needed. And Mina told auntie that he really doesn't have a good blanket to cover his body at night. He's so cold, and he also needs some pillow. He doesn't have pillow to put his head on, doesn't have a bed sheet to put. So auntie had all these things in her home, lot of old clothes, lot of old blanket, bed sheets. So she packed all of them up. And she also told that he didn't have a lot of food storage to even eat, and so she gave him a lot of food items what auntie had at the moment. So he went home happy, and Mina went to her auntie, and she started learning stitching clothes and mending clothes and doing a lot of work for auntie. So auntie started getting a lot of orders. And also this kind man who helped them, he also took auntie's flyer, and while he's asking people for a job, he handed these flyers to people for auntie's, promoting auntie's business. Promoting auntie's business. He has his own business too, because he has more places to deliver on the weekend. So eventually this weekend job proceeded to 4 days a week, and then in 4 days he made enough money to live his life. And he wasn't very old, he was a young man, and he didn't have any parents or anything. So after some time, when these three started doing their business really good, the business was really flourishing, and then auntie bought a scooty for him to deliver so he could do faster and many deliveries. And then Mina also was kind of falling in love with him. So this boy, his name was Rakesh, and so Finally, after a few years, Rakesh and Mina got married, and Mina's mom was there too. And then they stayed there happily ever after. And Mina called her mommy too. So, mommy, auntie, Rakesh, and Mina, they all lived happily ever after in their beautiful, peaceful, loving home. So, this is a story written by me, and this is taken from a true story from a village. It's like a real story which happened. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. And I will see you with many, many more. Bye bye.